Yes, that is Adonai. What an incredible track by the Nations Band, all the way from Cape Town. Shout out to Matthew Ntumba and the band. Well, with me today is an amazing lady. You can see her. She is live on Facebook. For those who are tuning in live on Facebook, please do go check us out because we are just about to go onto an incredible show. This is me, your host, once again, John, and I'm going to be with you for the next 20 or so minutes having this fantastic conversation with this phenomenal entrepreneur, businesswoman. She is a woman of many talent. She's wearing many hats. We were just discussing about that. Yes, women power. Well, without further ado, let me introduce you to this incredible lady by the name. She goes by the name of Sam Haymans. Hey, sorry, Sam Huysamen. Oh my word, I've been practicing on that. Hi, Sam. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you. Well, this is the Have You Got What It Takes business show, and we want to inspire a lot of people who are tuning in, whether on our radio platform or also on Facebook, to go and jump into those passions and desires and dreams and ambitions that they've been having all their life. We want to just give you this opportunity to give a shout out to anyone out there who might be supporting you, fans, families, friends, and also customers.
Well, first off, shout out to all the listeners, everyone logged in, and everyone watching. Shout out to all our vendors within our amazing store, as well as my business partners, my partner in life as well as my peers and my senior leadership for a different company at which I'm part of as well. So really a big shout out to them in terms of the support that they give us.
Awesome, awesome. Shout out to you all out there, those just pouring out the likes. Please just press that button continually. Okay, awesome. So we're gonna talk about an incredible business that they run. Together with a couple of other ladies, which is called the Pier Pressure Artisan Pop-Up Shop. Okay, if you have seen it, probably in Summerstrand somewhere.
Correct, it's at the Summerstrand Village Shopping Centre.
Awesome. Okay, cool. After this show, please do go check out their Facebook page and then pay them a visit. Well, I'm just going to start by reading out the biography. The Peer Pressure Artisan Pop-Up Shop is made up of four ladies. That is Brittany Cannel from Little Me, Caroline Cannel from Real Women, Sam Huysamen from Pretty Little Dragonfly, and Yolande Strander from Yolo Gifts, that are masters in their own trade. They thrived in their own individual businesses and leveraged off of local markets to do so. Then 2020 pandemic occurred, and they found themselves in a world of frantic uncertainty and rushed to try to convert to online trading. What they also discovered was that they were not alone. There were many like-minded local artisans that were trying to ensure their love and passion for their products did not get lost in the chaos they found themselves in. So, how do they solve this dilemma that they were all new in navigating? How do they follow guidelines set out by the government's COVID protocols and regulations, but still reach out to their client base? By challenging their programmed way of thinking, which was to bring the client to the market, and rather bring the market to the client under one roof while supporting the small business owner. Their mission statement is creating a platform for collaboration, exchange, marketing, research, advertisement, and creativity, whilst being a force for social good and supporting small local businesses. I like that. The shop Peer Pressure is made up of multiple local vendors providing their uniquely individual products. These include, but are not limited to, clothing, shoes, accessories, jewelry, preservatives, and many more forms of artistry. The mission of this space is to incite the feeling of variety and choice within the consumer. I like that too. Peer pressure is not only designed to support the small local business owner, but to also encourage the consumer to proudly support local. As they say, local is lucker. Awesome. It's great to have you. And please, I just want to find out from the very onset. Explain to us this pun on the word peer, peer pressure, and why name it like so.
So Pier Pressure is a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek name.
Yes.
And when we were thinking of names, there were names thrown around like, the collab. But the reality is we were under pressure. And we were under pressure because we needed to make changes, and we needed to make changes quickly in order to adapt to what is now known as the new norm. But what was also quite funny was that everyone always flocks towards the same direction and does the same thing, and then we overwhelm and overstimulate that particular direction.
Okay.
And so we felt that pressure, and when we were thinking of a name, we were like, what is iconic about where we are and where our store will be located? And it's the Pier.
Yes.
We love the Pier in Port Elizabeth. The Pier is a very iconic place. It makes you feel sometimes at times quite at ease when you walk on the pier, and so we thought it's quite a tongue-in-cheek. We would rename our store as in Pier, the pier we walk on, and then the pressure, hopefully that you are feeling lift off your shoulders as you encounter our store and the amazing artistry in our store.
Absolutely, I love that, and I love the logo as well, and the lighthouse and the pier. Absolutely amazing. I don't know who designed it, but compliments.
Thank you.
Wow. As I say, she's a woman of many hats, hey? Cool. So please narrate to us how the four of you came together to work together, because they say many hands make light work.
Correct. So we really just met randomly at various markets prior to very, very difficult lockdown. So Brittany and Caroline are actually mother and daughter.
Oh, okay.
And myself and Yolande are actually friends that often would share a market stand together.
Okay.
And we would bump into them and have casual conversation, and nothing really ever about strategic business and the way moving forward. And as COVID restrictions started changing and becoming quite strict, we realized that there were quite a lot of people that were very reliant on the small business that they had at the local markets in order to support their families. And so there had to be a smarter way in order not just to help ourselves, but to be able to help everyone in that exact same scenario. And I think we were quite privileged. We have a few mentors in Port Elizabeth that have done something very similar.
Okay, yes.
And they've been extremely supportive. And we were able to go to these mentors and say, listen, we have this vision. We know that in this vicinity, this is not an area that has much local artistry in one place. And we do know that there is a lot of support that is required. Can you give us some steer? Can you give us some advice? And they all gave us such valuable information that with the four of us and our various mentors, we could come together and really take the best parts out of each of our own little mentors and kind of amalgamate it into what we love and we call our little home as Pier Pressure.
Oh, awesome. I mean, when you're talking about amalgamation, that is the coming together and being one, really. Usually there would be some sort of well, there definitely has to be the visionary, the person that really, I can say, births the vision and sustains it, and then the team wraps around that. How does the team, in terms of the dynamics, in terms of everybody contributing, how does it work?
I mean, as you can imagine, too many chefs can spoil the broth, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And so, I mean, we did have our teething issues in which we needed to just work through, and a big thing that worked in our favor was communication. Was just to be very clear and be very honest about what we were capable of doing, what our strengths were, where our interests lied. Because you might be really good at the gift of the gab, you might be good at selling, but you might not be that great with electronical digital content.
Absolutely.
And so we really then decided to leverage off the strength that each of us brought and allocate responsibilities to that. And so we do meet weekly, whether it's in person or on a Skype call. It's a guaranteed meeting just to debrief the week and to discuss what the week ahead is going to hold for us. So we're all on the same page. So if you ask me a question when I'm in the store and you ask Caroline or Brittany or Yolande a question when they're in the store, the answer should be the same. It's the same language we're speaking.
Absolutely, which is very, very essential, for, going out there like as a force, rather than, they said, united
front.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
United front.
absolutely.
United we're stronger. Divided we are weaker. This is absolutely important. For people out there. Somebody, if you wanna jump into say a partnership or something, whatever it is with somebody. I mean, please do consider some of these things, your strengths, and your weaknesses as well. Just I can say complementing each other. You have the same dream, not clashing dreams and visions and stuff like that. And talking about dreams and vision. How did you identify, each other? As you said, you kind of worked around each other, but then how did you like say, well, are you serious about launching in this and stuff? Please just take us through that conversation.
So it actually, I was taking my sons for a bagel at Jack's Bagels.
Oh, yeah.
For a birthday breakfast, a little spoil. And we were in the Summerstrand Village shopping centre, and there was a store that was open. There was no vendor in it, or no anyone renting that particular store.
Okay.
And because we had spoken about the idea of doing a pop-up shop for quite a few months, probably about 3 months prior to that, it was almost like I was at the right place at the right time. Like that spot spoke to me, and that shop was the perfect kind of size, setup, location. And I actually gave the girl, it was actually on my birthday, not even my son's, apologies, it was on my actual birthday.
Okay.
And I gave the girls a call, and I said to them, listen, I think I found our shop.
Wow.
I'm like, can you join me, like just for a quick coffee? And the ladies came through to Summerstrand, and they came down to have a coffee, and we walked to the window of the shop, and there was just a tiny piece of paper torn, because they normally close the door.
Yes.
And it was so dark, but what we could see, and because we had known the store before that had been there,
yes,
I was very insistent that this is really going to be worth the while.
Okay.
And immediately we walked up to centre management. And shame, the lady that works, her name is Mardi, so shout out to Mardi. Mardi and her girls. And she must have thought we were the craziest bunch of women, because we were so excited and we were talking so fast, and we were trying to give her our pitch in this unexpected impromptu little meeting,
Yes, yeah.
And she said to us, listen, send your proposal through, I'll give you feedback. We sent our proposal through, and within 3 days,
Wow.
the centre was so excited and supportive of us that it was absolutely a partnership that was supposed to happen. And at that time. So, I mean, it's crazy. It's at the end of the year, like when life is chaotic.
Absolutely.
That it was the best chaos we could have chosen.
Oh man, this is absolutely amazing. It's also like power of communicating the vision and also verbalizing it, not just like, you have the dream, you've got this thing that's stirring inside of you, and it's just keeping it to yourself, and also taking the leap of faith.
Absolutely. And you will always think of a little bit more conservatively, like, oh, it's maybe not the right time now.
Yes.
Let your gut and you'll know. You'll know when that voice inside you is saying you are ready. Take it.
Absolutely.
Know you'll be there to catch.
Absolutely. That's one thing about, one crazy thing I like about entrepreneurs, risk takers. You believe. People that do believe, man. So if you're listening to us right now and you've got this burning passion, inside of you, you want to go launch out a business or something like that, and you've been holding back, probably this is, something that you can think about, well, take the example of those who are successful. Well, please, we want to just go straight into it. If you want to just describe some of the services and products that you guys offer at Pier.
Absolutely. So I'm quite excited, and I hope I don't kill your time with all of this. That's how excited I am to take you through.
No problem.
So we mentioned we've got quite a variety of items, and the truth is we want you to walk in there and not think you're walking in there to purchase one type of item. But once you walk in there, every little table you walk to almost be like, oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, let me take this out, put that back. Take this instead in my basket. Like, that's kind of the experience we wanted to give.
Wow.
And so we have, most of our items are not stuff that you can get in a shop.
I like that.
Because we have Pick and Pay, we've got spas, you can go and get what you need from them. And we feel there's enough money in the world for everyone. So, not duplicated. We really wanted to provide something that is authentically South African, truly made by your local person, probably sitting next to you at wherever it is you're sitting right now listening to us, and really just be able to say, like, this taste of this is home. The look of this outfit, this is home. And so we have the variety of items we have are from paintings. So we have a few artists that are actually displayed up in our shop, and the good news is all three our artists have said they've never done as well anywhere as what they do in our shop.
Absolutely.
Which I think speaks volumes for where we are uniquely placed. We also have clothing ranges that are made by local individuals, some for a little fuller figured South African body,
all right,
not necessarily our smaller individuals. And then we also have for little babies and kiddies a few men's items.
Okay.
We do leather shoes, leather handbags, and then we do have a few preservatives and confectionery items, which is always a yum to have. And we have wooden play toys. We have T-shirts that are printed on with cute South African logos, handmade ceramics. The list goes on.
Absolutely.
But absolutely, every single item in our store is something that we could wholeheartedly say we are proud to have in the store. They were not just a spot filler.
Absolutely.
They were deliberately placed in that store, and they do complete us. So
I really enjoyed going through, the pictures, that you sent. I was just loving it. I was like, this is amazing. The beauty of it, you can see that somebody really did take their time, because you can see value. You can recognize value whenever you see it. This is like something of value.
Yeah.
Right here. And I want to ask you, how do you select vendors or somebody? How do you source all these things?
I mean, we do rely a lot on word of mouth.
Okay.
We also do advertise on social media, but we also do approach people. When we see a product that we think would be complementary to the other products in the store, we're not afraid to approach the individual with an opportunity and propose it to them. But I do think that a lot of the times most of our vendors have really come to the store and then said to us, I've got something.
Okay.
I've got something that's going to complement your store. Will you consider me? And one of the things we've been very determined about since we started the store is not to duplicate products. Because as much as there's enough money for everyone, we don't want to take from somebody else either, or have two people in the store, not one is benefiting from being there. So we are quite specific around it. If it's similar in nature but it looks different, maybe we may consider it with the go ahead of the other person that may have a similar item. But we don't just discourage you. If you've presented us with a product and it's something we may already have in store, we will rather ask you questions like, do you have anything else that you perhaps make? We don't, this is stuff we know that people have asked for that we don't have. Do you have this? Are you able to do this? And we try and find a spot for them in the store. We've been very lucky. People here are extremely creative and blessed with talent. So
absolutely, there's a lot of talent.
We've had great choice.
Awesome. Spoiled for choice. If you want to go get spoiled for choice, please do visit this amazing shop. And I want to find out, in terms of, now you spoke about, then COVID happened, right? All right, all was going all right, then COVID happened. To many it was a curse, to some it has been a blessing.
Absolutely.
Please do explain to us how the importance of flexibility and being very creative around problem solving when it comes to specifically how you adjusted or reacted or responded to COVID.
So I'll be very fair and say that one thing that my corporate career has taught me is that the only constant is change.
Absolutely.
Right? And you do need to be flexible around this. And so when COVID did occur, we had been so accustomed to falling into the normal pattern of just being able to go to a market, setting up, having a conversation. No, try it on. We insist, try it on. But now no one really wants to touch anything.
Absolutely.
And so it really got us thinking, like, everyone is flooding online, but people are still wary and afraid of making online purchases because that too was still in its infancy. And security is something that people are very aware of. You don't want to be putting your credit card details. Although now, I think hopefully everyone has calmed down and realized it's actually pretty safe.
It is.
But, a lot of people are wary of it. And we just had to really not just apply our creativity to our products, but we had to apply our creativity to our strategy around how do we market this? Where is our best reach? What is the amount we can invest in which of these platforms, and which platforms can we use that are not charging, that is still going to have the reach? And I think really collaboration with like-minded individuals is so important. And it's not about you're going to help me so I owe you. It's about let's do something together that's going to benefit the both of us.
Absolutely.
In our unique products that we offer. And I think that's where we won the golden trophy, was with the collaborative approach and trusting. And I think trust is such an important element, although it is something you need to wear very close to your heart when it comes to your business. But trusting that the process will, even through the times when you think it's not working, you need to push slightly through it, and it will eventually come out beautifully. So, I think trust that your process will give you the results that you desire if you've got that grit to push through it.
Absolutely. And as you said, there's always the power of teamwork, and bouncing ideas off of each other. None of us is smart enough to just be independent, to operate solely as an island. That's the power of team. We will just double click on that again. How did you, now in terms of, you said you marketing, you worked around a strategy in terms of, you said instead of going to the markets to create now, to bring the market to you. Well, let's talk a little bit about now with the COVID has actually, one of the things that COVID has done is to fast forward the fourth industrial revolution, which is the digitalization of everything. So I want to ask in terms of how you guys have incorporated that.
So each of our vendors has their own online platform.
Okay.
And with each vendor, there's a following. And so we used social media as our primary digital platform. It's something that is for free. It is something that has quite a wide reach. And what we did is we decided that if our vendors were to advertise their product on their platform that is available in our store, we would then share that post onto our platform.
Okay.
And in turn, the center that we are vendors at or we rent from would share it on their platform.
Okay.
So now your following, if we use Pier Pressure as an example, let's use an easier number for mathematical reasons, but let's say there are 50 vendors. If each vendor has 10 people that follow them, right? That gives us 500.
Yes.
If we are then saying that Pier Pressure Shop has 500 followers, that reach is now 1,000.
Wow.
And if Summerstrand Village has 1,000 following, that's now 2,000 people it's reached, where your initial post was aimed at your 10 people.
Wow.
And so I think the importance of knowing that everyone's platform is as equally as powerful. I think if people go, how many followers do you have? And my son will probably die of embarrassment. I'm like, well, I don't know, where do I check how many followers I have? And the truth of the matter is that you don't have to target just your own following. It's about uplifting your vendors and their following and giving them that light and that moment when it's their product's turn.
Wow.
Peer Pressure will be around.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be around to uplift and uphold each of those vendors' individual artistic creations. So, that to us has been
absolutely
such a paying forward moment.
Absolutely. And I like the fact that you guys are empowering other people. This is people that some of them probably this is the main source of income. They actually work on their art and on their craft to sell out there. And this is an incredible platform that they are able to do out there. So in terms of, just take us through, because we might have somebody listening to us right now who says, okay, cool, I've checked your platform. I've seen some of the stuff. that you guys are, selling, and I would like to present, some of these things to. How can they reach out to you? Is there some sort of a process, vetting process or whatnot? Please just detail us.
Perfect. So yes, there's multiple ways to contact us. You can contact us via Facebook, which would be probably the most preferred way, because there's 4 of us that monitor our Facebook page, so someone will respond to you.
Absolutely.
And it's just to say, hi, I'm interested in being a vendor. One of us will then say, no problem, here is our telephone number. Please send us photos of what your product entails. Once you send us your product, we then, as a group, every Friday we discuss new potential vendors. And if the group feels that that is going to definitely be beneficial to not just the shop, but mostly to the vendor, because we don't want to keep your stuff in the in the shop. Stock is money.
Absolutely.
If it's something we know you'll be able to benefit from in the store, we'll probably then contact you to then discuss the paperwork, etc., and get you moved in as soon as you potentially can. Another way you can get hold of us is you can go into our Pier Pressure store in Summerstrand Village Shopping Centre. You can speak to Val or to Jay, they're our store managers, and they'll give you our contact numbers directly.
All right.
And then you can just communicate with us via there. But we're also available on Instagram. If you're an Insta fan, you can also just give us a shout there. But those are our main ways of getting hold of us.
Awesome.
Social media, that's probably your best bet.
Awesome. Absolutely. Ladies and gents, I love this conversation with Pier Pressure, the Pier Pressure pop-up shop. If you're an artist, let's say you're a painter and you are great at painting something, and you feel that, I've been looking for outlets, channels to distribute my work, and you want to just get your work out there. This is an amazing platform with an incredible publicity. You definitely want to put your stuff out there. And well, we just want to find out, is there any number, any email addresses that they can also contact?
There are numbers and email addresses. Our email address is peerpressurepe, all one word, but Pier spelled P-I-E-R, at gmail.com. Our store number, we'd probably be able to give this afterwards. We'll make it available on the social media platforms for them, as well as where they can just go and find us in the Summerstrand Village Centre.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, Sam. Ladies and gents, please do contact Pier Pressure pop-up shop. They are at the Summerstrand Village Center. Please do go check out their store, go buy some of the stuff, and also visit their Facebook page. And they said they have an Instagram page as well. And please email them and get their number. I think it's also on social media if you want to get the number. We will drop it on the comment section. Thank you so much, Sam. It's a pleasure to be with you. Awesome.
Thank you.
I think our secretary has already dropped the admin. She's on point. Awesome. Thank you so much. It's me, your host, John, and we're going to listen to Never Settle for Less by Kayam Tetwa.